students. Today we will study about the concept of consumers equilibrium. The consumers equilibrium refers to a situation wherein a consumer gets maximum satisfaction. Here we talk about the maximum satisfaction of the consumer, and he gets this maximum satisfaction out of his given income. It means whatever money he have in his hand for the expenses, he get maximum satisfaction out of that income, and with that he has no tendency to make any change in his existing expenditure. It means he don't want to increase his income or the expenditure, because we consider income and expenditure as same. We don't consider the saving part. So how much he is earning, the person used to spend all the money. So the person don't want to increase his existing income or the expenditure, and whatever money he has, he is satisfied with that. That condition is called consumers equilibrium. It means that the person is satisfied with what the situation he is facing, and he feels no necessity to change his income or his expenditure as long as circumstances remain unchanged. But this concept of equilibrium can be, and it will remain true till these conditions are followed. If these conditions are not followed, then it will not remain true. What are the conditions? That the consumer should be a rational consumer. It means he wants to get maximum satisfaction out of his given income. The consumer should not be a greedy person. He should be a person who wants to be satisfied with the given income. If the person is a greedy person and he don't want to be satisfied, then he cannot be satisfied. So the consumer should be rational. It means there should be his willingness to be satisfied. Then the second assumption is cardinal utility. All the commodities that we measure should be cardinally, the utility of those commodities should be cardinally counted, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Independent utility. The utility of commodity should be independent. It means there should not be any other commodity which affect the consumption of the commodity what we are using. And then the marginal utility of money is constant. It means the price of money or the value of money should remain same. If value of money goes down, then the demand for the person would change. So these things remain constant, then only the person can get equilibrium. Otherwise the consumer will not get equilibrium. Now first we understand the concept of the marginal utility of money, and then we will move forward. So the marginal utility of money, it can be termed as worth of a rupee to a consumer. What does it say? A consumer defines it in terms of utility that he derives from a standard basket of goods that he can buy with a rupee. How many goods a person can buy with a rupee? the utility of those goods or the utility derived from those goods is called the worth of a rupee. Suppose a person can get 1 kg sugar in 1 rupee, and 1 kg sugar gives you the utility of 4 utils or 2 utils, then the value of money, worth of money will be same 4 rupees or 4 utils or 2 utils. So this is what worth of a money, worth of a rupee is. Again, it is the satisfaction which is derived from the amount of quantity that a person can buy with a rupee. This is the marginal utility of money. Okay, now we will make a relation between the marginal utility of and the consumer's equilibrium. Many times we face a situation in which a consumer has to decide that what quantity he should buy to satisfy his or her, maximize his or her satisfaction or attain the point of equilibrium. So if we need to get the answer of this condition, then we need to think with different situations, and there can be two possible situations. First, when only one commodity is consumed by the consumer, and second, when 2 or more commodities are consumed. When the person consumes one commodity, what he would do? In one commodity case, the purchase of a commodity by a consumer depends on 3 factors. What are these 3 factors? Price of the commodity, the marginal utility of the commodity, and the total as well, but we will consider only marginal utility, and the marginal utility of money. So we'll talk about these, we'll discuss about these, and these are the factors on which the consumer's equilibrium depends upon. So how it works we will see here. Suppose the marginal utility of money is 2 utils, and the price of the commodity that we are going to study is 4 rupees per unit. Now a person is there who consumes use the commodity. For the first unit, the MUX, marginal utility of X means the commodity, 20. For second unit it is 18, for third 16, for fourth 8, for fifth 0, and sixth -5. Now we need to look that the person can, till when the person would buy the commodity, or how much units he would buy. So what we would do, we will use the marginal utility of money and the price of the commodity to consider these. First, what we do, we will calculate the worth of money worth of MU. So these are the units that are being consumed. The MUX, which is given in the question, 20, 18, 16, 8, 0, and 5. What we do, we will consider the worth of money. So we will divide this MUX by MUM, the marginal utility of money, that is 2. So the marginal utility of commodity will be divided by marginal utility of money. So 20 divided by 2, that is 10, 18 divided by 2, that is 9, then 8, then 4, then 0, and then minus 2.5. Now till when a person can buy the commodity? He will buy the commodity till the commodity gives him the satisfaction equal to the price of the commodity. The commodity is of 4 rupees, that is being given in the question. First unit of the commodity gives him the satisfaction of 10 rupees, so he will surely buy. The second unit of commodity gives him the utility of 9 rupees. The third unit gives the worth 8 rupees, and the fourth unit gives him the value of 4 rupees, that is equal to the price of the commodity. Now as he purchased the fifth unit, it gives him the utility of 0 rupees. So would he buy? He will not buy, because he is not getting the utility as much he is spending. So he will buy 4 units of the commodity. As the price of the commodity goes down, then the actual price of the commodity, then the person would not buy the commodity. It was the consumer equilibrium in the case of one commodity. Now in the case of two commodity, suppose a person buys two commodity X and commodity Y, then how will he strike his equilibrium? In case of any one commodity, a consumer strikes his equilibrium when MUX divided by PX is equal to MUM. Marginal utility of commodity upon the price of commodity is equal to marginal utility of money. Or what we say, that the marginal utility of commodity upon marginal utility of money should be equal to price of commodity, whatever we can say. So this formula applies for the equilibrium that we have seen in the last question. Now in the second commodity, the things will remain same. Relating equations 1 and 2 and considering a situation when a consumer buys both commodities, we can state its equilibrium as just you can see here, MUX upon PX is equal to MUM and MUY upon PY is equal to MUM. Both are equal to MUM, so we can say that both of these are equal. So MUX upon PX is equal to MUM upon PY is equal to MUM. Just like one example is given here. In this, MUX is equal to 20, PX 4, MUY 25 and PY 5. Is the consumer in state of equilibrium if MUM is 5? So what we do, we will put down the value in the equation. We have seen the formula, MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY is equal to MUM. We will put down the value in the formula, and what we find is that MUX, that is 20, upon PX, that is 4. Then MUY, that is 25 and PY is 5. So 20 divided by 4, 25 divided by 5 is equal to price. MUM of commodity, that is MUM minus utility of money, that is 5. So when we divide this, 20 by 4, that is 5, 25 by 5, that is 5 and 5. So all these are equal, so the consumer is in the state of equilibrium. The second example, let MUX 25, PX 5, MUY 30, PY 5. Now let's see is the person is in equilibrium. MUX 25, PX 5. Here 30 divided by 5. So 25 divided by 5, that is 5, and this is 6. So the MUX PX is smaller than MUY PY. In this case, the person is not in equilibrium because value of both of these is not equal. So this is about the consumer's behavior and utility analysis. You should go through the examples and the exercise what is given here in the book. Now next time when we meet, we'll start chapter 4, that is consumer's equilibrium indifference curve analysis. Thank you.